we've now been joined by Ryan Preece, who's going to get seated here. Ryan, first of all, thank you for joining us. Wanted to highlight you have a special paint scheme this weekend with Purdue University in Indianapolis. So in your opening comments, we'll have you talk a little bit about that as well. But a big week for you. You became a dad earlier this week. So tell us a little bit what this week has been like for Ryan Preece.
Yeah, so obviously becoming a father was awesome. And my wife, it really just, her and doing that and having my first daughter, it's truly amazing. And, going on the Purdue University motorsports program, growing up a kid that spent a lot of time with race cars and working on race cars and really learning about them, it's created an opportunity for young kids that have always been intrigued by auto racing or motorsports. And a fun little fact that I found out is 32 of 33 cars in the Indy 500 this year had Purdue graduates. So it was that was really neat, and just it's a great way to create an opportunity for kids that don't necessarily have family ties or some avenues that to get into motorsports. So it's a great way to get started, and obviously they have a really great program.
All right, we have a few minutes here with Ryan Preece, so we'll go ahead and open for questions from the media, and we will start with Bob. Go ahead, Bob.
Bob Pockris, Fox Sports. Can you take me through early Monday morning? Like, did you get calls saying your wife was in labor, and was there any way to try to get back, or just kind of take me through that morning, please? Thank you.
One thing that I really am lucky, my wife is extremely supportive of my racing, and she raced herself. So going into this journey, we hired a doula in case of the worst case scenario where I was not home. But I got a call Monday morning at 2 a.m., which I learned about a month ago to have my phone on ring just in case of a moment like that. And, she called me, and she was scared, but our doula came, brought her to the hospital. Unfortunately, I don't have a private plane or anything like that. We didn't anticipate having the baby that week. It was we actually had a C-section that was scheduled for a week from then, so we really didn't even think that was something that could happen, or not that it couldn't happen. That was really planning on happening. But as our daughter kind of proved to us, is she's going to run the show, and my wife, I was able to FaceTime and be present without being there. But definitely really, really thankful and happy that we have a healthy daughter, and it's awesome being a father.
All right, we're going to go to Claire.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. What are the challenges of qualifying here? How key is the practice, and how key is qualifying?
Yeah, so practice for a lot of us that didn't necessarily grow up road racing, it's really important. I was fortunate enough, I raced here back in 2021, so I have some laps, but track positions is always a topic, right? So, there were some things that we did with the Ford Performance Sim to be able to prepare, but for a driver, getting out there and doing it, the visuals, a lot of the braking marks that you tend to get. I mean, when you think about it, how many laps are we really going to do in practice? I think 9, 10 laps maybe, which kind of reminds me of the SRX race when we got 5 laps. The only difference is I raced Stafford all my life. I didn't race Indy road course or anything like this. So it's going to be extremely important to get everything we have in this race car and qualify really well.
And then how does the birth of your daughter this week put racing in perspective? Has it kind of put your mindset different?
Yeah, I need to provide. I need to do a very good job so I can give my daughter every opportunity that she's ever wanted. So I think it's driven me even more than ever. And I'm a pretty determined person.
All right, we'll go to Pat with MRN and then come up front to Bruce.
Ryan, when you have back-to-back weeks of road course racing, how much information do you take that you learned from Indianapolis this weekend and try to apply that to Watkins? When it's a different track, but in terms of preparation and what you try to carry over, what you try to prove upon, what exactly changes from week to week?
Yeah, so, man, Indy road course and Watkins Glen, it just seems to me it's like going to a short track versus intermediate, right? Watkins Glen is very high speed. It kind of flows. where we're here reminds me somewhat of COTA, where it's a lot of transitions, making your car change direction really quickly, stop and go. So from the short track style of racing that I've done, the heavy braking, a lot of those things, I'm comfortable with, but there's certainly things that I can do better as a race car driver to be a better road racer when it comes to the downshifting and all those things that really growing up racing at the short track level of what I did, it's different, right? So, there's definitely a lot of training that a driver can do to continue to grow as from a road racing perspective. I mean, we saw it at Chicago when Jensen's in the Cup Series or SVG. Those guys, they grew up, they lived it. There's just a lot of preparation to do for a road race.
When you look at the actual field, there's 6 drivers outside the U.S. competing in tomorrow's event. I mean, from a driver's perspective, that obviously you're from America, you know a lot about NASCAR, you've raced all these tracks. What's it like for you to kind of see all these different personalities and drivers from different disciplines come in and try to race your sport? Exactly,
Disciplines. That's something that I've always appreciated, even from the North America side when I watch dirt racing or asphalt racing, road racing, and you see guys from V8 supercars, Formula One, and all these different etiquettes. You just really see the different styles. So I'm somebody who appreciates that.
All right, and we'll wrap with Bruce. Go ahead, Bruce.
Ryan, you got to spend some time yesterday with Graham Rahal and kind of look at things over with his car. So how excited were you to see him win the pole? And also, I know you were busy back in May, but how aware were you of what happened to him getting bumped out of the Indy 500 starting lineup and to be able to rally back and have a moment like he had yesterday?
Yeah, that was awesome. And you can tell, you could see the emotion that he had, right? And he said it. The pole was like a win for them for some of the struggles that they've been going through over the past few years. And that's what defines racers, defines people, hard work, and being relentless. So I'm pretty much going to say I'm his lucky charm, even though I haven't been very lucky this year. But certainly really excited for Graham Rahal and their team and United Rentals and all our partners. And even going down on pit road and seeing the process that they kind of how their practices go and qualifying. And it was an awesome opportunity to be able to be down there, because usually if I'm here, I'm walking around, I don't really know anybody. So I'm just walking down pit road, and you don't really experience it. You kind of see it, but you didn't, like, from my point of view, my vantage point as a driver, I didn't really get to experience it, where yesterday I did. I got to wear the headset. I got to see how their intercom system works and how they run their practices, and it's just so different. So it was really fascinating, and it was a great experience.
All right, Ryan, thanks so much for spending time with us. And someday Rebecca will have a great story to tell about the day she was born. So we wish you the best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.